You ever have one of those nights where you're sure life's playing some big cosmic joke on you? That was me, Sarah Wellington, sitting behind the wheel of my Mercedes. The kind of tired look you see on people who've had to grow up fast. Engine trouble, he asks, voice warm even though it's late. You could say that, I replied, arms crossed. Takes one look and says, your cooling system's toast. Radiator's cracked, water pump's dead. Not a quick fix, I'm afraid. And I'm just standing there, clutching my phone like it's a lifeline. Knowing damn well no amount of money or contacts was going to magic my car back to life. You need it done fast, he asks. How fast? 2, maybe 3 days, if I order parts overnight. I'll pay double for the shipping. I snapped, desperate. Jake just shakes his head. Some things can't be bought, ma'am. Time's one of them. I should have been mad, but all I could think was, he means it. I wasn't used to that. In my world, everything had a price, but not here. Just as I'm about to argue, a little voice calls from inside. Daddy? Is someone here? Out comes this little girl, maybe 5, clutching a teddy bear in one hand, pajamas with unicorns, rainbow slippers, Emma Morrison. The way she looks at her dad, you'd think he hung the moon. This is Miss Sarah, Jake says, and Emma lights up. Daddy can fix anything. He made Mrs. Chin's van run when it sounded like a monster. And suddenly I'm smiling, honest to God smiling. For the first time in days. Maybe that's why, when Jake mentions the motel down the road, I don't want to leave. Instead, I ask for that cup of coffee he offered. We end up in the tiny office. Emma making me hot chocolate, Jake stirring coffee with hands that looked built to fix things. Hands that had probably carried more burdens than I'd ever know. There were photos all over. Father and daughter at the county fair, building a snowman, reading together. I asked softly, where's her mom? Jake's jaw tightened, eyes gone distant. Linda left 3 years ago, wanted something bigger, more exciting. Emma barely remembers her. There's a moment, him looking at his daughter with so much fierce, protective love, it makes me ache. My own parents were always too busy for stories or snowmen. Just expectations, legacies, and the constant feeling I was never enough. Emma, sitting cross-legged on the floor, asks, what do you do, Miss Sarah? I tell her I run a food company. Like cookies, she grins. Yes, but I don't bake them myself. That sounds boring, she says. With kid honesty. I laugh. Real laughter, not the kind you use in meetings. You're not wrong. The more time I spend there, the more I realize I'm starving, not for food, but for exactly this. A little girl who believes in magic, a man who fixes what's broken and doesn't brag about it, a life with meaning beyond quarterly reports. Next morning, reality slams back in. My phone is dead. The board is furious, the merger's on the brink, Henderson's circling for blood. I pace that dingy motel room, but across the street I see Jake, already under my car's hood. Emma swinging her legs nearby. Eventually, I wander over. Jake's news isn't good. Parts will be here tomorrow. Whole cooling system's shot. I want to scream, to beg, but there's nothing left. Emma asks, who's Henderson? Someone who wants Miss Sarah's job, Jake explains. That's not nice, she says, with a little stomp. You can't just take someone's job. I wish the world worked like that. I end up joining them for lunch at Maggie's diner. Emma tells me about Princess Whiskers, the stray cat Jake leaves food for. She'll trust us one day. Emma says, if we're patient. Jake looks at me, and there's something in his eyes, a challenge, maybe, or hope. After, back at the garage, Emma's teaching me the difference between socket and torque wrenches, and I realize I'm not just learning about engines. I'm learning what it feels like to matter, to be seen, to belong. That night, my phone buzzes again and again. I ignore it. Instead, I watch Jake and Emma's bedtime routine. He reads stories with silly voices, sings to chase away thunder. Emma asks if I have kids, and it lands like a gut punch. No, honey, I don't. Why not? Too busy working, I guess. But kids are important, Daddy says. Jake's eyes meet mine, understanding, empathy, maybe more. The next day, Jake's still working on my car, but my mind's spinning. The boardroom's a war zone. Henderson is maneuvering, ready to strike. When my arrival shows up in person, all suits and poisoned smiles, the tension's suffocating. You're about to lose everything, Sarah. Have a succession plan ready. But when he leaves, Emma crawls into my lap, her concern pure. You'll be okay, right? I'm supposed to be the strong one, but right then, I'm not sure. I'm so damn tired of fighting for things that don't matter. That's when the real twist hits, not from the outside, but inside me. As Jake finishes my car, he asks, quietly, is it worth it? The fighting, the loneliness. I snap back, it's my life. But the truth is, I don't know anymore. Emma tugs my sleeve, you could stay. Help Daddy with the business. I'll show you all the best places. My heart cracks open. I want to say yes. But the world I built is calling, demanding, unforgiving. On the drive back to Chicago, all I can think about is a little girl's laughter and the kind of life I might have had if I'd been braver. Sooner. The board meeting is brutal. Henderson's knives are out. My absence has cost the company a deal. The vultures are circling. But as I look around that cold, polished room, I hear Emma's words echo, about kindness, about helping people, about what matters. Instead of fighting for my title, I fight for something bigger. I pitch a new vision, investing in communities, building relationships, putting people before profit. Most think I've lost my mind, but if you see the light, maybe enough. Afterward, I call Jake. If I came back, is there a place for me? There's a pause, heavy and real. Sarah, Millbrook would welcome you. Emma would never forgive me if you didn't. That's the moment, the point of no return. I resign, buy out Wellington Midwest. Trade a penthouse for a storefront on Main Street. When I pull into town, the whole community's there. Balloons, barbecue, Emma's mural on the garage wall, and Jake's quiet smile. Someone hands me a microphone. My voice shakes, but I mean every word. Success isn't what you achieve, it's what you give back. Months pass, and life fills with real color. Emma brings me wildflowers for the office. Jake teaches me how to change oil. We build Wellington Midwest into something new, something good. One afternoon, as Emma arranges flowers, she asks, if Daddy asks you to marry him, will you say yes? I laugh, but my heart's pounding. When Jake finally proposes, in front of our daughter, her hands in ours, I don't hesitate. The ring's his grandmother's, emerald for new beginnings. I say yes, and mean it every bit. A year later, we stand in the same spot I broke down, but now it's home. Morrison Wellington Auto's booming. Our company's the pride of 3 counties, and I'm about to marry the only man who ever looked past the armor to see me. Emma dances down the aisle. The whole town gathered, faces shining with hope. Even some old rivals show up, Yamamoto, Patterson, apologizing, admitting they were wrong. The wedding's simple, perfect, and when we say our vows, Emma's right there, hands in ours, making it clear, this is a family commitment. Later, as we dance under the stars, Princess Whiskers finally lets Emma pick her up. She trusts us now. Emma whispers, Daddy says trust takes time, but it's worth it. Jake wraps his arms around me, asks if I regret anything. Just that it took a broken engine for me to find my way home. He laughs, and for the first time, I believe maybe life's cosmic joke was just a setup for the punchline I needed. You know, sometimes the best stories start when everything falls apart. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you get to choose the family you want, build the life you need, and maybe, just maybe, get a second chance at happy endings. What do you think? Would you risk it all for a shot at real love? I'd love to hear your story. Tell me below, what would you choose? Success, safety, or a new beginning built on trust?